Febreze, la 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 la.
Make a move. I dare you.
Next.
Howdy.
No matter where you are, with Ring, it's protected. Shop now at ring.com.
Shopping for car insurance?
The whole time is 2 hours.
Skip the phone calls. Try Insurify. Compare dozens of quotes and save up to 50%.
I just saved like $1,000.
Go to Insurify.com and save up to $1,000 a year on your car insurance.
Don't kibble your dog.
Hey, Dr. Marty.
Hey, back.
What's wrong with this?
Let's check it out. It's still kibble, which means they're ultra-processed. At Dr. Marty, we freeze-dry premium meats, fruits, and vegetables, and it's available at your local pet store.
Are you retired or planning to retire and worried your portfolio won't meet your long-term goals? Fisher Investments can help. You'll get a team of professionals specializing in investing, retirement income, Social Security, tax optimization, estate planning, and more, working together for your future. If your portfolio is $1 million or more, we have up-to-date guidance you need now.
Call or scan for your free Smart Retirement Action Kit. 3 essential guides to help bring confidence and clarity to your retirement planning. Call 1-800-350-4042.
Unlike some money managers who sell products to earn commissions, we do not. We have a transparent fee, structured so we do better when you do better.
Don't miss your free Smart Retirement Action Kit. Call 1-800-350-4042.
As a full-time fiduciary, our goal is to grow your wealth and help you retire comfortably.
Call or scan for your free Smart Retirement Action Kit today. Call 1-800-350-4042.
President Trump signed an executive order last night cracking down on mail-in voting because he says mail-in voting makes it easy to cheat. We will note he himself voted by mail just last week. Elections experts said the order is unconstitutional, and several states are already planning to sue, including Arizona. Joining us, Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes. He is an executive board member of the Democratic Association of Secretaries of State. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Katie.
It was a funny delay there. Okay, so let's talk about the mail-in voting executive order. You say it's unconstitutional. You're going to be bringing a suit. What is the president trying to do?
Well, what the president is trying to do is unconstitutionally usurp the power both of the state legislature and of the Congress. That's clearly laid out in Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution. So that's the legal part of it. But the political part of it is he's trying to pick his own voters. And that's not how we do it here in America. We demand a fair fight. We demand that the consent of the governed through our elections is the sort of the founding principle that we have. And it's got to operate under the rule of law, all of which the president is trying to get around here. That's really what the big problem here is, that he's trying to get into everybody else's business. And he's got plenty of his own problems that he should be dealing with right now, other than interfering with the way states run elections.
What is at risk if you federalize voting in this way?
Well, it's a significant risk on a lot of different fronts, but I think the most important one that we can recognize very easily is the security risk. Right now, we have a very decentralized form of governance in this federal republic, unlike many other countries where they have everything in a very centralized administrative sort of a scheme. If you centralize everything in the United States of America in regards to elections, you've only got one point of weakness for a variety of problems that could be happening. So the fact that states run their own elections and then report results, or in the case of the presidency, they send electors to the Electoral College, that's actually a security feature that works very, very well. And on the next lower level, states actually have their own, many of us, decentralized way of running elections. Arizona, for example, is bottom up. Our counties do most of the legwork for our elections and report up to the Secretary of State's office. And so this is a security feature more than anything else from that perspective as to what we could be jeopardizing if we do start centralizing power this way.
He says mail-in voting is easy it's easy to cheat if you're sending your ballot in by mail. Have you investigated mail-in voting and found that there is fraud?
Well, we are one of the states that has been at the vanguard of mail-in voting. We've developed our system over years. It was actually introduced in Arizona by Republicans, promoted by Republicans, and used by Republicans to stay in power for a long time. And we have investigated a variety of different forms of bad acting by some folks in Arizona. In fact, in January, I submitted 28 cases to the Attorney General for possible prosecution, further investigation on the law enforcement side. I'm not a law enforcement agent, but the bottom line is this. These are very robust systems and very secure systems. And I think Mr. Trump may forget that over 80% of Arizona's voters who voted in 2024 ultimately ended up electing him as the president with mail-in voting. And as you indicated, he voted by mail himself. Many states also only vote by mail, although they do have in-person ballot replacement systems. And again, this is a state-by-state issue because that's what the Constitution demands. I think we need to pay close attention to the biggest issue here, and that is we've never had an executive in this country try to manipulate elections for positive outcomes the way he has. And this is a real problem. Congress needs to step up. The states are already fighting against this, and we will continue to push back against this illegal overreach by President Trump.
A couple of things there. A lot of Republicans say don't get rid of mail-in voting because it benefits you, and you've paid the price in the past by going after mail-in voting. It also, it's a very hard hurdle to jump to write an executive order to ban this because, as you said, the Constitution puts it in the hands of the states. Do you believe that there's just a narrative element to this, that Donald Trump wants to try to do it so that later on, if he loses or loses in the midterms, or the Republicans lose in 28, that he can just say, no, I told you, there's a ton of cheating?
Well, you could say the same thing about all of the other times that he's made false allegations, but I would challenge the president with the following. You know, he indicated that there's all these illegal voters across the United States of America. Well, guess what, Mr. President? I've never seen you submit a list either to my office or any other Secretary of State of these illegal voters that you say exist. Where is the list? I feel like that old lady's in the Wendy's commercial. Where's the beef? We've seen all these allegations with no proof. And in this country, it is the accuser who needs to prove the case. Donald Trump has never proven any of his allegations to be true. There's never been any real evidence of widespread fraud the way he has alleged. He either needs to put up or shut up because we are sick and tired of these lies that don't just hurt folks like me in the Secretary of State's offices. But let's not forget, he's lying about your neighbors. He's lying about good old-fashioned regular Americans who run our elections at polling places, in election warehouses, in towns and counties and parishes across the United States of America. This is a leader who should be supporting the American public instead of bad-talking those Americans who actually run our democracy.
Dividing us. Adrian Fontes, Secretary of State for the great state of Arizona. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.